There isn't a natural way to do this, therefore I'm just going to do it. I am the world's best critic, and I'm going to prove that to you by fixing 10 movies in an equal number of videos. Plus 1. Isn't everybody a critic? Isn't everybody? Isn't everybody the world's best critic? When I use that, I'm only using it for the title of the video. And I'm using it honestly, but what does that mean? It means that, as far as I know, I am good, at least good enough or better than most. I use it because it sounds good. I'm not using it because I am describing myself scientifically. After that, I'm just going to use the title Fix It, because that's what we are going to do. I don't speak all languages. I don't read every single newspaper written on the planet. I'm not going to review every single article about cinema ever written, or at least being written nowadays. And even if I were to do that, I'm following my own criteria in order to evaluate the work of others, which means that I would be the best critic according to me. And that is a line that doesn't work as a title. That isn't catchy, but it's also correct. Therefore, the correct statement would be, in my ignorance, I am the world's best. And that isn't catchy, that isn't an attractive title. What I'm going to do is fix the story. I am not going to adjust it to my taste. Taste is subjective, and I'm not going to fix something to fit my whim. What I'm going to do is find somewhere in the story where the narrative stumbles, and I'm going to fix that. It isn't a matter of opinion. We are going to fix them scientifically. It means that our fixing will be able to face every single criticism thrown against it. We are not going to adjust movies to my taste. We are going to fix them. This isn't a whimsical process. It's going to be a scientific one. Those videos are going to contain plenty of spoilers, be warned. Therefore, if you don't want to spoil your movie by knowing something about it, then watch the movie first. If you want to continue watching this video, you're going to have to talk to your parents, because somebody has to tell you the story. We are going to start by fixing the movie Krull. I'm going to include the trailer down below for those that want to see it, and you're going to find pieces of it on YouTube. Krull is sort of alien invasion gets medieval. It is a fantasy concept. It is very attractive. It is a very simple film. It has a very classic setup. There is a princess, there is a monster, there is a king that has to rescue the princess, there is a group of friends, and it doesn't obey any of the laws of physics. There is a giant spider, there is magic, there are seers, there are some monsters from outer space, and we have plenty of out-of-this-world experiences. We're not going to fix anything that has to do with physics. We are going to fix a very simple problem. I'm still a little stiff, but I'm going to loosen up as I get more and more used to this dynamic of looking at the eye of a camera. Let us discuss the story of Krull. What's the problem that I have found? Because I just mentioned that we're not going to fix any of the fantasy that it has. We're not going to try to include a small spider where there is a giant spider. The giant spider looks really cool. Therefore, although it's absurd, it looks good in a fantasy. It just takes the place of a monster. Narrative doesn't have to be realistic to be good. Western narrative was founded in Greek mythology and Greek narrative, and believe me, that has nothing to do with truth or fact or anything. It's the essence of the story will always have to be human. But it doesn't have to be real. If you have a horse with wings, it's a transportation method. The idea of having to use transportation is natural. It doesn't break any of the rules of narrative. And realistic movies aren't better or worse. It's the story that has to be better or worse. In this case, in the case of Krull, the story is very simple. It is a fantasy sword and sorcery movie. It's lots of fun. I think people will like it. My advice would be for you to see it. And we are going to discuss the structure of the story. The thing is that a beast that sort of looks like this has invaded the planet of Krull. He has invaded the planet by coming with his whole spaceship, also known as the Black Fortress. And he has attacked the castle of the good guys, where two princes are getting married in order to make an allegiance between their families that are two powerful feudal lords that used to fight each other. But now, through marriage, they are going to be united and they are going to fight the invaders. The invaders are soldiers known as the slayers. The slayers are the slaves of the beast. And the beast is, besides being an ugly lizard, it's a sort of magical creature that is the ruler of the Black Fortress. And the Black Fortress moves magically from place to place every single day. So, the castle of the good guys is invaded and the princess is kidnapped. Therefore, the good guy has to, first of all, he has to find the Black Fortress in order to confront the beast. But the beast is an extremely powerful creature. Therefore, the new king, because his father is killed, therefore the prince becomes the king. The new king is given a weapon by the old man. The wise man from the mountain comes and tells him that there is a weapon hidden in the mountains. And the king goes and finds something that looks like this, which is a star with protruding knives that moves, that can be sort of remote controlled. It flies in the air. It is the coolest weapon ever. In every single sci-fi and fantasy list that talks about weapons, the glaive comes in second or first place. And it's extremely powerful. The king, the new king, finds this powerful weapon and starts the quest of finding the Black Fortress. That is the main structure of the movie. The kidnapping of the princess creates a conflict, creates a problem. Now the new king has to find his princess. The main idea of the story is to find the princess by battling and hopefully defeating the beast, who is in his Black Fortress. The problem that we find here is the glaive. Although it is the coolest weapon ever, it is too powerful to confront the slayers. The slayers are the soldiers of the beast, and they can be easily defeated with the glaive. He only has to throw the glaive away, it spins, strikes, and the slayer is dead. But what do we do with this weapon? If we take the glaive away, instead of a quest to find the Black Fortress, we find ourselves in the suicide mission of finding the Black Fortress. The beast, no matter how you put it, is too powerful for any other weapon than the glaive. And that is the conflict that we are going to fix. The glaive being too powerful for the slayers, which are found throughout the movie, and fit only for the beast. Because my problem with this movie is that the old man tells the new king not to use the glaive, because he tells him, you will know when to use it. What is actually happening is what I've just told you. The glaive is too powerful to deal with the slayers. If it were used throughout the movie, it would be a done deal. What is a done deal? It is that there is an absence of conflict. When there is an absence of conflict, there is an absence of story. I could tell you a story about Michael. He woke up, he was glad, and everything was all right. And that's it. That's the story. It ends. If there is no conflict, there is no story. If the glaive is used against these lawyers, there is no story. It is too easy. It is too simple. Therefore, they have to create a restriction of use for the glaive, which is too artificial. They are giving you the weapon and they are telling you not to use it. That's what doesn't make sense. Therefore, we are going to fix that. But in order to fix such a tiny detail, we have to change the whole dynamic, or at least parts of the spirit of the movie. First thing that you have to do is, at the beginning, you have to change the tone of the scene. Instead of looking for a confrontation with the beast, because we don't have the glaive, we are going to put the glaive at the end of the movie. We are going to change a confrontation, we're going to change it for a raid, a quick raid on the Black Fortress in order to rescue the princess. We are going to focus on those two. The old man is going to tell the new king that he has to rescue his princess, that he has to dare to go into the Black Fortress, because their marriage, the union of those two confronted houses, as a symbol, is far more important than, at the meantime, defeat the beast, because the beast is too powerful to be defeated with usual normal weapons. Therefore, they are going to fix on, I don't know, they are going to focus on confronting the slayers. But we want to include the glaive. We want to include the glaive in a place where it doesn't create a problem with the narrative. Therefore, we can include it at the end. Where is the glaive going to be found? We have to add a scene that includes a new set. In the set, they are going to find the remains of the armies that previously invaded the Black Fortress in other planets. And the glaive is going to be there. You can add a dialogue where one of the companions says, "Don't pick that weapon, what good was it anyway?" to them. But he can pick it anyway because the weapon looks good and it's going to work in a magical, fantastical way. Therefore, the glaive is going to be an alien weapon, and that could explain its particular nature. And nothing else has to change. The weapon is found in that room with the remains of the previous invading armies, and it's used the way it's used in the movie, because in the movie it is only used at the end, and it's only needed in the narrative at the end. Therefore, you change the spirit of the adventure, of the quest. Instead of a confrontation, instead of an attack on the beast, it's a raid. It's a raid that basically and primordially involves the rescue of the princess. And that's it. I hope you liked the video. If you like this video, please share it with your friends.